Hi there guys. Remember about a year ago I built this dining table. I never built the chairs for it until just now, for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's quite difficult to say the least. You got all these angled mortises and tenons, and that can be scary, and many woodworkers just shy away from that kind of project like I did. In this video I'm going to show you guys how what kind of jigs and what kind of templates I was using to make it a lot easier. And also the rest of this chair I'm going to leave for my wife, because I'm sure whatever I'm going to choose she would not approve. That's a wisdom right there. I believe these parts are the most difficult to make in a chair. It's the side rails that come like here. So this would be the back of the chair, and here's the front. And the thing that makes it so difficult is because you have these angled tenons in here. And there's a couple of ways to make it easier. And the way I did it is I took this angle, the one you can see in here. It's about 5 degrees. And I copied that. I cut a piece of wood with this angle, and then I built a jig out of it. So in this jig, I put the side rail in here, and by using this fence, I can route this. And the angle I was talking about is here, so it keeps this in a 5-degree angle compared to this table. And when I have done this side, I just simply change the fence, and now it's set up so I can route this side. Oh, and if you wonder what are these blocks here, just keep them in there so the router bit doesn't rip these sides, because that's what it does very easily. So just use those some sort of like sacrifice pieces. And now here we have a 5-degree angled tenon. Later I will cut these sides away and keep the middle part. As the other end is now routed, I can place it on top of my drawing, find the correct location, and then I can see here what is the cutting distance. First I mark the shoulder of the tenon on both sides. Then I connect the lines. Next I will mark the length of my tenon. Check it just one more time. Now I can use the table saw and cut this part away and route this tenon in here. Now I have to adjust the table saw blade in a 5-degree angle. To make the back legs and the backrest, I'm using this kind of template which I already copied from an existing chair. So it has this correct curvature of the leg and the backrest. So this is also a very easy way to copy it to this piece of wood. footprints. After finishing the initial sanding on this leg part, I started marking my tenons, mortises in these areas. So this is where the seat will extend. Because this is not in the middle, it's more on this side. I didn't realize that earlier, but once I started looking at how these tenons are located in these side rails, it's not sitting in the middle, so it's more on the inside side. And that gave me a little problem because this area is too narrow, because all the weight will be on these corners. To make this area more stronger, I have to move this tenon a little bit towards the back. I started making these mortises by first drawing the locations, and here's the one that I say I had to move a notch on the back side so it won't make this area here inside there too weak. Anyways, so I marked them already. After that, I'm going to use this template I made where I cut this square hole, and I'm going to place it on top and center it with my drawing, and that hole is designed to use with this guide in here. So this guide prevents it from moving sideways, and I should be able to get perfect mortise every time. And also I'm using this depth gauge in here, and I put the stop in a way that this will be the mortise depth. Before these tenons fit into the mortises I just routed, I first need to clean it and then use a rasp to get these corners round. By purpose, I left these a little bit too big just to make sure that when I start fitting them, I can get a very tight fit, because it's really easy to cut too much. Now it's time to start making the front legs. So I cut this piece of wood, but it came with rounded edges. So first I need to cut them off and square it. After that I will trace some kind of design in here and cut it off and see how it matches with the back legs I made. First I want to mark how deep this leg will go. Actually, I'm going to just draw a straight line down all the way. So up here, this area will be rectangular because this is the area where the seat frame will go around. So I'm going to do all the mortises in this area. And from here, we'll just go down, and somewhere like halfway down I start to narrow it, make some kind of curve in it. And I just came up with an idea that I can probably use the same guide that I used with the back legs to do the curving. To shape the front legs curve, I was thinking I'm going to use my circular saw. It might seem a little brutal. It's just a couple of straight lines, so it doesn't matter, and it's very fast. Fast, like I said. It's curved just a little bit, and it's quite rough, but I still need to sand it many times over. I just marked the mortises on my front legs, and these are the mortises that will come backwards, like when I was talking about the 5-degree angle. Well, in fact, it's not 5 degree, it's 85 or 95, depending on which side you're looking from. But anyways, I keep talking about 5-degree angle. So what I can do next is I just take my template, place it on top of here, and start routing just like I did with the back legs. Next on my to-do list is route these mortises on these back legs. But there's a little problem because, as you can see, it's curved. So here's my template, but place it on top, and I cannot really clamp it down from here, because if I do, it would just arch this area, so it doesn't match with my mortises anymore. So I came up with this idea that if I cut a V-shaped groove in here, I should be able to clamp it without bending, making this arch. And now I should be able to bend it without breaking it. Yep, see? This is how I set up the template with 2 clamps, and I also clamped down the back legs to the table. So I guess I'm ready to do the routing. I was doing some test fitting and see how all these parts are fitting together, and seems at the moment it still needs a lot of work, mostly just sanding, and also I need to clean some of these mortises because they don't quite fit yet. And after that, I can take my template, clamp it in here, and drill these holes for the crest rail and the bottom rail. So what I'm doing here now is I copy this angle so I can transfer it into a piece of wood and cut this corner support. Now right after I cut these pieces off, I put a number on them so I can remember which part goes where. There's one thing I need to take care of before I can move on to the next phase. See this area? It's way too thick, and I didn't have this kind of wood more thinner, so I have to come up with some kind of idea how to shave that off. I started sketching the backrest and what kind of design I want to have on it. I plan to make wood carving, quite simple design actually, but the thing that makes it more interesting is that I have to make 6 of them. So I decided I'm going to do a template from plywood. think we are now ready to start gluing things together. We start with the backrest, and once these are all dried, we can attach the front legs and the side rails.